Welcome to Lords of the Night. With me, as always, your Lord of Snoring in my ear, Scribe. Say hi. And your Lord of Penny. Say hi, Satsu.
What up, Dal?
And I'm your Lord of Pain, the Ranting Monkey. Man, oof, I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired. I only got 3 hours of sleep and had a good day with the family, but my body's not built for that anymore. But how are you doing, Satsu?
Really annoyed. Exactly what I predicted happened. The cable that I needed to order so I can play or record footage for Monster Hunter literally showed up at because they it shows up by 9, and it was like 8:30 when it finally showed up, and then I was scrambling trying to get everything set up to get it to work. And I didn't get to play any Monster Hunter today, and I'm annoyed. But good, it was a good day. Just that was fucking annoying.
Fair enough. And Scribbles, how you doing, man?
I am the sleepy.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I was telling Monkey before the stream, today was like the weather was completely gray and overcast and just felt really and all day I've just been feeling really logy and really just kind of like, I want to curl up and take a nap. And I did take a nap briefly, but it just made me tired. So here I am, rocking me like a hurricane. How are you, Monkey?
I'm okay. We'll get to that in just a second. Thank you, Connor Johnson, who says, have you guys seen the 1975 film adaptation of The Who's Tommy? I love the original album, and this movie has some excellent covers of the songs. I've never seen Tommy. I know a lot of people loved it, but not me. I haven't seen
Tommy,
it.
can you hear me? Tommy, can you see me? My sister might still be, I guess. I don't know. I haven't heard from her in a while, but a big Who fan, and she owned a copy of Tommy, and I saw it all the way through at least once. I've seen bits and pieces several times over the years. So yeah, I've seen Tommy. I assume Satsu hasn't because he doesn't see anything. So,
Satsu, you ever seen The Who's Tommy?
He doesn't even know who the Who is.
Did he?
Probably thinks it's Doctor Who. It's somebody's birthday.
Anyhow.
It's Jonathan Peterson says it's my fiance's birthday.
What's your fiance's name?
It'd be funny if his fiance's name was Mai.
Shroom says, you've never seen Tommy. You need to see it. It's not one I'm interested in. I'm not being mean here, it's just not one I'm interested in. It's like when people, I know Jesus Christ Superstar is a huge movie that lots of people love. It's just not one I'm interested in. And I like musicals. I do, but I'm not a big fan of The Who. I'm sorry. I think most of their music is bad. But my sister loved them. My sister absolutely loved The Who.
Yeah, mine too. What do you know? We have something in common.
But yeah, not for me.
Jonathan Peterson says her name is Kate, which makes me think of the Ben Folds 5 song. She plays wipe out on the drums, the squirrels and the birds come together around and sing the guitar. Oh, Anyway, I could sing the song about Kate, but I'll stop.
I have no idea why you're singing that.
Because her name is Kate, and the song's title is Kate, and it's about a girl named Kate.
Yeah,
that's why.
I didn't know that's what the song was.
Well, I said
I'm not familiar with the song that you're talking about.
Like I said, it reminds me of the Ben Folds 5 song that's called Kate. I said at the beginning of the sentence and everything, and never mind.
And I'm against it. I don't understand.
Okay. Well, anyway, it's her birthday, apparently. Kate's.
It reminds me of this thing, Kate.
It won't do it. Her name's Kate. The song's title is Kate. Why would that be so weird?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh my God.
It's Kate's birthday. And around these parts, we do this. Kate, I hope you're out there listening, because this one's for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday
to you.
Satsu not here though. Happy birthday to you. He's still not here. Happy birthday, dear Kate. Satsu's still not here.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Kate. I hope you had a good one. Yeah, back to my day because we got sidetracked there with the super chat. I had a decent day. My body's in a lot of pain, man. I only got a couple hours of sleep because I got this horrible pain in my leg, and so it just kept me up all day. But my father-in-law and stepmom-in-law came up and surprised Lady Monkey, and she was we made Lady Monkey cry today because she had no idea they were coming. And she was all bummed out because they'd come up earlier this this summer. They were supposed to be here for a full week, and they had a whole itinerary planned out. And about halfway through, they had to cancel. So she only got to see them for a day when they come up. And so she's been, bummed about it this whole time. But so yeah, it came up. So seeing her happy was great. And we all went out as a family. Everybody was here. My daughter, son-in-law, little butt. My youngest son came up, of course, father-in-law. So yeah, the whole family was here. We all went out and it was a good time. I just felt like I was kind of dragging it down. I was doing my best to be happy and participate. But, I was dragging. We got home. I laid down and Lady Monkey, she came and she goes, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No." She goes, "I didn't think so, but thank you." I'm like, "You're welcome. I tried so hard. To give you a good fun day." But yeah, so I had a good day, even though I was, me, as it were, me. Let's see. Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies, video games. Hit that like button, guys. And don't forget to share our stuff far, wide, and otherwise. Because YouTube doesn't do it because they're bastards. Now, before we get into the news and stuff, I do want to talk to you guys for a minute.
Uh-oh.
There's a lot of this going around today, and I need to explain what happened.
Mono. Do you know the warning signs?
You know what? It's kind of like mono, actually. Now that you mention it. Okay. So I checked my Twitter. I don't know what was it about me, 2:00-ish. And I see this message from Bear saying that his wife had been hacked. Mm-hmm. Don't open a link if you get one from her on Twitter. And then from there, I saw a whole bunch of people like, "Look, hey, I got hacked too. You guys didn't get hacked. Calm down. What seems to have happened to most of you is that you clicked the approve button, because what this site did was pop up your standard let this app use Twitter kind of thing. And one of the things that it was doing was letting it access your friends list and send messages. So as long as that's the only thing you clicked, well, one, you should never do that anyway. Mm-hmm. But two, as long as that's all you did, you're not hacked at all. It just went in there and you're going to need to go into your settings and disable these settings for that. Now, what this site was for, if you actually clicked on the link, was to get more followers on Twitter. And you could sign up for a free account or a money account. They're not even looking for the money account. What they're looking for is you to sign up for that free account, because that's how they get your information. So stay away from it. Don't click on it. But if you did click on the little thing to accept it, or you found out you were spamming all your friends, you don't have to delete your account. You just need to go in and disable the app's permission. So calm down. Nobody was hacked. Everybody's running around. We was hacked. Nobody was hacked. Relax. You're okay. But with that, Scribbles, I didn't get to see the news today. Not much. I assume we have some.
Well, have you seen the news today? Oh.
I'm back, by the way.
Oh, well, there you are. You missed a
didn't even know
birthday
you
song.
Sorry.
Yeah, you did. You didn't sing in the birthday song.
Well, I mean, shush.
What? Okay. Why are you? You're confusing
I didn't know that he left when he left. You know what I meant.
He know what you meant.
I don't.
He know what you meant.
Okay.
I knew he was gone. I didn't know he left.
I just don't know.
You get what I'm saying, right, Satsu?
I got you, homie. I understood.
All right.
100%.
Well. All right. Are you guys upset that Trump isn't meeting with the Taliban?
No. Oh, you know what? I did see this. No. I'm glad he's not.
Trump says Taliban leaders were coming to the U.S. for a secret Camp David meeting, but he canceled it. When I read that headline at first, I thought it was some kind of, I don't know, like fake out or something or whatever, because I was like, let's see, 1 second here. Now, for a second, I thought that CNN may have made a spelling error.
How so?
Well, they used one L in canceled.
Oh.
And for a second, I was like, that's not right, is it? But I've looked it up. In American English, the verb cancel is usually inflected canceled and canceling with one L. This is not a rule, however, and exceptions are easily found. In varieties of English from outside the US, including Canadian, British, and Australian English, canceled with two L's and canceling with two L's are the preferred spelling. So they're not right, but they're not wrong or something.
Yeah, I had that argument with somebody a long time ago. Is the only reason I knew that. Yeah.
I hadn't even really thought about it until just now, because I'm seeing all the cancel culture and you've been canceled. I've always seen it with the two L's. So anyway, what was this all about? President Donald Trump said Saturday that Taliban leaders were to travel to the U.S. for secret peace talks this weekend, along with the president of Afghanistan at Camp David. But that meeting has been canceled. Trump tweeted that he scrapped the meeting after the Taliban took credit for an attack in Kabul, Afghanistan, that killed a dozen people, including an American soldier. Yeah, amongst all the other things the Taliban has done against Americans prior to this, but okay. Unbeknownst to almost everyone, this is a quote, by the way, unbeknownst to almost everyone, the major Taliban leaders and separately the president of Afghanistan were going to secretly meet with me at Camp David on Sunday, Trump tweeted. Trump claimed that before traveling to the U.S. on Saturday evening, quote, unfortunately, in order to build false leverage, they admitted to an attack in Kabul that killed one of our great soldiers, sounds like great-great-grandpa or something, and 11 other people. I immediately canceled the meeting and called off peace negotiations, Trump added. And Trump uses two L's when he says canceled. The president slammed the leaders for thinking that the attacks would improve their negotiating position. Quote, what kind of people would kill so many in order to seemingly strengthen their bargaining position, he tweeted. They only made it worse. Okay. The announcement comes as the U.S. and the Taliban are close to finalizing a peace deal. Well, not anymore, they're not. The lead U.S. negotiator and special envoy to Afghanistan, Zalmay Khalilzad, returned to Doha, Qatar this week to resume talks with the Taliban. Khalilzad had told Afghanistan's Tolo News. Tolo? Isn't that like a type of dance at high school or something?
Tolo?
Tolo. Anyway, Tolo News on Monday that the U.S. and Taliban have reached an agreement, quote, in principle, pending final approval by Trump. Well, if they just murdered a bunch of people and a U.S. soldier, I don't think the negotiations are going to go well. Khalilzad said that based on the draft agreement, the U.S. will pull troops from 5 bases across Afghanistan within 135 days, so long as the Taliban meet conditions set in the agreement, like not murdering U.S. soldiers, maybe. The State Department referred CNN to the White House for comment. In his tweets, Trump cast doubt on the leaders' bargaining abilities in light of the killings. Quote, if they cannot agree to a ceasefire during these very important peace talks and would even kill 12 innocent people, then they probably don't have the power to negotiate a meaningful agreement anyway, he added. How many more decades are they willing to fight? Forever. They're religious zealots, so it's not going anywhere.
I saw people in the comments of these tweets trying really hard to make this decision seem like it was a bad idea. Like they were trying to criticize Trump for it, but it didn't seem like they really knew how.
Mm-hmm.
So, a lot of them were just saying really random shit. A couple people were in there you're making this up and trying to make yourself seem like you're capable of doing something like that or some shit. These people are trying really hard to try to find something bad to say about him deciding not to talk to them based off of that information.
Yeah, I mean, trying to, one of the horribly pragmatic things that world leaders have to do from time to time is negotiate with horrible people. I mean, it's just part of the job. And I don't begrudge Trump or Obama or anybody else who might, on occasion, sit down with somebody awful trying to hammer out some kind of end or cessation of hostilities between two places, whether it's the Middle East or even Trump trying to ease things up with North Korea. I don't begrudge him doing the attempt. I don't know how successful he is, and in this case, it's like, I wouldn't want to try to negotiate with the Taliban, but at the same time, if there was even a sliver of an opportunity to reduce it, and probably not end, but at least reduce the violence or something there and try to have something start new, I can't hold it against him for trying. But then the Taliban fucked it up, so I don't hold it against him for canceling either.
Well, this, like I said, I've been away all day, so this is one of the few things I saw as I was getting ready before the show. I know this, and I know the Antonio Brown story.
Yeah.
Those are the only two that I've seen. And it was interesting watching this one because I saw everything from Trump made the whole thing up, the entire thing up, to how dare he do this so close to the 18th anniversary of 9/11?
Oh, for Jesus.
It's an insult to do it this close to 9/11. I'm with you, Scribe. I don't begrudge him trying to make peace with anyone. That's a good thing.
You'd think.
But then, the Taliban, why going into peace talks would you be like, yeah, we killed them? Especially when you're like, yeah, we killed one of your soldiers.
I guess it's a different philosophy of how you demonstrate your power or how you demonstrate your bargaining chip. Like, if we don't get what we want, we're going to do I think this is why the Taliban suck, amongst other things.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing that I did see, though, is somebody put up a tweet from Trump of him criticizing Obama for trying to meet with them, claiming that they were meeting with he was criticizing him for meeting with the enemy or some shit like that.
Okay.
And I'm just like, well, they got you there.
That's true. That's true.
Got you there.
Yeah.
But I mean, perspective does change, especially when you go from a fucking, some rando. Well, I guess he wasn't really a rando celebrity, but just a celebrity to actually in the presidential seat. I would imagine perspective changes, but still.
Well, difference between being a politician with foreign policy responsibilities and not being a politician with foreign policy responsibilities.
Right.
So, well, speaking of Antonio Brown, he's got a job now.
A new job
after I'll read this because I don't know sports. I don't know the drama behind this, but I read his Instagram post or whatever where he announced his leaving his job, and it sounded like the most self-indulgent, arrogant. But I don't know the context, so I can only take it off of what little I was reading. Maybe there'll be more in the story, or maybe our resident sports expert Monkey will have some information. Antonio Brown agrees to 1 year, $15 million Patriots contract after Raiders release. Antonio Brown's long, strange journey will soon take him to a new home after he signed with the New England Patriots following his release from the Oakland Raiders on Saturday. Master Tesfatsian? Your first name is Master. Okay. I'm probably saying the last name wrong. Of Bleacher Report broke the news on the 7-time Pro Bowler. ESPN's Adam Schefter reported the deal could be worth up to $15 million and contain $9 million in signing bonus. The Patriots will be Brown's third team this year. Yeah, he sounds like a really wise investment, doesn't he, guys? He was traded from the Pittsburgh Steelers to the Raiders in March. Brown reacted to the move on Twitter with just a big smile on his face, and he's wearing a Patriots outfit, I guess. And it says hashtag God's plan.
Yeah.
God's plan is awfully scattershot for you this year. Brown's tenure with the Raiders turned into a massive failure in a short amount of time. The 31-year-old missed the start of training camp because of frostbite caused by wearing the wrong footwear in a cryotherapy machine.
Yeah.
Okay. Brown also filed 2 different grievances with the NFL, which he lost, over the type of helmet he wanted to wear during games. Oh, that's this guy. I remember
Yep,
the helmet
that's him.
thing. I didn't remember the name because I don't pay attention to sports. On Wednesday, Brown used social media to post and respond to a letter he received from Raiders general manager Mike Mayock, informing him of nearly $54,000 in fines in relation to a missed practice and walkthrough. Do you want me to read the letter? Do you care?
Not really.
Yeah. Schefter reported Thursday the team was planning to suspend Brown following an altercation with Mayock. But Raiders head coach John Gruden told reporters Friday that Brown would play in Week 1 against the Denver Broncos. Oakland also fined the 4-time All-Pro for conduct detrimental to the team, which voided the guaranteed money in his contract and prompted him to ask for his release. You're not showing the whole message, are you? I want to read his little Instagram message thing. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, I want to read the whole thing here. Let's see. He posted a picture that said, "You are going to piss a lot of people off when you start doing what's best for you." And his message was, "And that's fine. I have worked my whole life to prove that the system is blind to see talent like minds. Like minds. Now that everyone sees it, they want me to conform to that same system that has failed me all those years. Quote, I'm not mad at anyone. I'm just asking for the freedom to prove them all wrong, unquote. Release me, at Raiders." So you didn't show up to do your job, and you're blaming them for not letting you do you, boo. Okay.
Well, this guy, he was really the Steelers. He's a very good wide receiver, which lets you get away with a lot more shit than if you're a shitty player. But he's so bad a person that the Steelers are like, yeah, fuck it, we will trade you for a 3rd and 4th round pick to the Raiders. That's what they traded him for, 3rd and 4th round pick, which is not that high, you guys. For those of you not understanding football, for his quality of caliber receiving, he should have went for more than that. They're like, nah, get rid of this fucker. And he, in this offseason, because of the whole frostbite on his foot thing, he ended up missing 11 of the 12 games they were supposed to play because of his damn thing. And then he insists on, no, look, I'm going to wear my helmet that's not approved for safety reasons. There's several different safety approved helmets you can choose from. And he's like, no, I want to wear the one that makes me look cool. Like, well, the thing that makes you look cool made it so you almost lost your feet, dumbass. But yeah, he got into an altercation where he got into it with the Raiders general manager. And he's just been he's been a heartache for them. So they were like, he's finally like, release me. And they're like, you know what? We lost a 3rd and 4th round pick, but fuck this guy. And then the Patriots were like, hell yeah, we'll pick him up because the Patriots have money to spare. So
yeah, I was going to
go play for them.
What, given his record / behavior, why would anybody even bother spending millions of dollars on him when he's so volatile?
Because he can make the plays.
Well, not so far. He's not.
He's if you go back through his career with the Steelers, I mean, he was a good receiver, man. He is a good receiver. I can't take that away from him. But he's a douche, man. He's a all about me player, and you see that. What did he just say there? You know, people are going to start hating on you when you do what's best for you. You're supposed to do what's best for your team. But I mean, it's New England, man. I mean, these are guys who cheated to win Super Bowls. They don't care.
Does talent forgive all other sins?
In the NFL, almost all of them.
Yeah.
It definitely does in school.
Yeah.
That's how my high school was, man. There was people walking across the stage I had never seen before. I'm like, who the fuck is that? I'm like, he plays football. Like, holy shit, I've never met this person. I was like, yeah, well, he'd come in and bring his papers in or whatever. And as long as he was putting up the numbers that the coaches wanted him to put up, the teachers would just sign off for him. He didn't have to do shit. I'm just like, wow, that's awfully fucking convenient. I'm busting my ass.
Oh, sorry. Maniac Man, he must be one of those Patriot fans. Says, cheat my ass. Yeah, I'm sorry. I did not understand the rules, as Cartman said. Yeah. He didn't know. Bill Belichick didn't know he couldn't be recording other people's practices, even though it's like spelled out to the letter in the rule book. Oh, whoops. Wait, no, that's not what we're supposed to do just because it says it in writing. Bill Belichick is a cheating fuck and should have been drove out of the league for that. Kiss my ass if you're going to stick up for him. Anyway, I'm sorry. Is there any more on this on Brown here?
No.
I just can't believe how that was dominating the news all day.
That's how exciting the news day was, I guess.
Oh, man.
Let's see. Well, how about a Dorian update, such as it is?
Durian.
Sure.
Durain. Now a post-tropical cyclone, Dorian makes landfall in Nova Scotia. Dorian has left the United States, but is still causing trouble. The post-tropical cyclone made landfall near Sambro Creek in Nova Scotia, Canada, at 7:15 p.m. Atlantic time. The storm's estimated maximum sustained winds were 100 miles per hour when it made landfall 15 miles south of Halifax. The storm is still dangerous, with maximum sustained winds equivalent to a Category 2 hurricane. Hurricane warnings remain in effect for parts of Nova Scotia and Newfoundland, the center said. The Hurricane Center transitioned the storm from a hurricane to a post-tropical cyclone earlier on Saturday. The loss of its hurricane status refers to the fact that it no longer has a warm core, so sort of like a bride after about 3 months.
Not my bride.
I know. I would, no, what I'm saying. While the change in classification is technical, the fact of the matter is it's still a dangerous situation, and people in the area should not let their guard down, said Gene Norman, meteorologist at CNN. So, yeah. But have you seen the have you seen the satellite photos of the Bahamas before and after?
No.
Oh, it's like someone just took a scouring pad to the islands. It's just like, it's nuts. It's horrible.
I'm surprised it didn't said someone familiar with the storm.
Someone familiar with the storm. Yeah.
It's amazing how fast it got up the coast, man. Once it left the Bahamas, it like turned on the engines and just
it was going like 1 mile an hour from the Bahamas towards Florida, and then all of a sudden, zip.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad it's dying out and finally get the hell out of the places where people live. Damn it.
Mm-hmm. Other than that, the only other thing I had was that a member of Boris Johnson's cabinet has resigned because she can't support, quote, his political vandalism. Amber Rudd, the United Kingdom's Secretary of State for Work and Pensions, resigned Saturday in a letter to Prime Minister Boris Johnson, saying she could not support his handling of Brexit or his treatment of Conservative Party members that amounted to an act of political vandalism. Rudd wrote that she was resigning from cabinet and surrendering the Conservative whip because she could not support his decision to ban 21 members from the Conservative Party for voting to stop his no-deal Brexit plan. Johnson, also a Conservative, removed the 21 MPs from the party, which means they will not be allowed to run for election. Quote, I cannot stand by as good, loyal, moderate conservatives are expelled, Rudd said in a post on Twitter announcing her resignation. She also posted her 2-page resignation letter. Having Rudd sign on to Johnson's cabinet was considered a coup for the new prime minister, and she was considered the most important remainer in his government. Rudd's resignation follows that of Prime Minister's brother, Joe Johnson. How about the Prime Minister? And don't you capitalize it when it's the title? I don't know. Joe Johnson resigning from Parliament, saying he was, quote, torn between family loyalty and the national interest, unquote. Boris isn't having a good week.
Well, I mean, he's going to run into this because most people in Britain, even the ones who are for Brexit, don't want a no-deal Brexit. And he's like, we're doing it. One way or another, we are doing this. And I think there's people who think he's almost pushing for that. And so he's running into a lot of the Trump derangement syndrome we run into over here. And he's had all kinds of weird stuff going on around him like Trump does. It's weird how similar these two are. No deal means WTO rules. World Trade Organization?
Yeah.
Oh, but so much of what I've seen from old Boris, I mean, I expect for the next month to be rough for him. Actually, probably the month and a half going into October, because if he doesn't get something from Brussels, and they pretty much said they're not doing anything, it's going to be a no-deal Brexit at the end of August or October. So, and people are going to blame him for anything and everything that goes wrong. And you'll see cabinet members drop off, the ones who are like, look, we want Brexit, but we want it with a deal. And all kinds of weird stuff's going to happen with this guy. It's going to be interesting to see. Plus, I mean, he is Boris Johnson, and he's got some weird people around him anyway.
Mm-hmm. That's all the stories I had pulled up.
Because I real quick, I saw a story about him today. Well, last night, really, about how their government had been taken over by special interests because of Boris Johnson. I was like, what? Yeah, apparently he's redone the entire cabinet with nothing but sycophants and rich people. I was like, what? Has he even had time to do that? Anyhow, I still say Boris Johnson is just Gary Busey in disguise. They could be cousins. But guys, that brings us on to your time. Hashtag MSS News is where you send articles if you want us to look at them and possibly read them on air. We can't get to them all, though, because I'm still full from dinner. Scribe?
Okay. Let's see. This one comes from Frosted Glass. And this is from The Guardian. No lust at first sight. Why thousands are now identifying as demisexual.
Oh.
And I'll admit, I still am quite confused as to what demisexual is supposed to mean. So I will hopefully learn something here. I'm going to mispronounce this last name. Lydia Buonatuto? Buonatuto? I don't know. Was 27 when things finally clicked and a lifelong weight was lifted. She wasn't a freak, she wasn't a weirdo, and she wasn't alone in feeling the way she did about sex and relationships. She was, she discovered, demisexual. Quote, I don't fancy people, she says, almost apologetically. Demisexuality, she says, is a relatively straightforward term to describe how she identifies herself in the world. Quote, I don't have a primary sexual attraction to anyone the way most people do, ever. I identify as straight, and I'm not in any way a prude, but I need to have a deep emotional connection with someone before any sexual feelings appear. That's normal for a lot of people. Demisexuality is not a preference or personality trait, unquote. She likens it to a neurological block in which she can't form romantic and sexual connections in the normal way. I know plenty of people that can't or don't find themselves attracted to someone unless they've got already an emotional click with them. I don't understand how this is somehow its own category.
Because they're special.
That's what I'm saying. It is a never-ending battle to be the specialist snowflake.
Skepticism abounds, you're not kidding, around emerging sexual identities. And for good reason. And in the case of demisexuality, which falls on the halfway mark on the asexual to sexual spectrum, the research is slim. You don't say. Yet awareness has rocketed in recent years. According to Google Trends, searches on demisexuality have surged since 2009, with the most interest coming from Australia, Canada, the US, Britain, and the Philippines. Last month, in her stand-up show Venus, the comedian Sophie Duker, who I've never heard of before, discussed demisexuality with her audiences night after night at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. The demisexual hashtag now has more than 2 million posts on Instagram and almost 12,000 members on Reddit's demisexuality subgroup. But how does it affect growing numbers of young people who identify as demisexuals? Well, it shouldn't affect them at all, because if that's just the way they operate, that's just the way they operate, and who gives a shit what the internet says, right?
Mm-hmm.
But quote, I understand the perspective of people who ask, why do you need to label everything, says Lydia, but it's been really helpful to identify with something that makes me feel comfortable about my sexuality. Okay, I'm going to try to be generous here. Okay, so I feel that I'm saying in hypothetical terms, I feel I am out of place with the rest of the people around me. I find out that there are other people like me, so I don't feel alone. There is a name that these people gather under category-wise, so now I feel more confident about myself. Okay, sexuality or anything else, is that inherently wrong per se?
I don't.
What do you mean? What they're calling themselves? Or?
No, it's like so. Sorry, what?
Go ahead, Satsu.
What? Oh, am I like
What were you
delayed or
saying?
something? Oh, okay.
I don't know, because I'm hearing everybody slightly overlap to me. I'm going to mute myself.
I think
Satsu,
it's
go ahead.
right. Monkey, can you hear me? Okay.
I hear you just fine. Are you there?
It's later, so. Yeah.
I'm on my decent internet, so yeah, maybe you seem to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna back out.
You seem to be delayed there just a little bit, but all right. Well, we're waiting for him to get back.
Anyway,
I don't have a problem with the notion of people coming together and naming themselves something, blah 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 blah. But the idea that this is in some way special, is silly.
Right.
That's the problem.
All I meant was, like, if I'm the only person in my town that likes making, I don't know, models of historical battleships,
sure.
And then I find out that there are other people out there who like making models of historical battleships, and I don't feel so low anymore. And they call themselves battleshippers or something. Okay, I'm a battleshipper too. Now you feel like you're belonging to something. In that sense, there's nothing wrong with that per se. But like you say, it's more like, oh, but now I'm somehow elevated or special or better than or more enlightened about things than you are, etc.
Well, this and I get what you're saying there, and that you're not wrong. The problem is that this is considered a now sexuality, and that is a science-based thing. For a lot of people are still asking, what does demisexual mean? Basically, it means you don't want to have sex with somebody unless you already have a romantic connection. That's the simple answer. You don't get crushes. Okay, that doesn't make you special. You're still just hetero, homo, or bi. That's what you come down to.
All right.
Maybe you're just not a hoe.
This one comes from Massive Dynamics. Author Walter Mosley. Author Walter Mosley quits Star Trek Discovery after using N-word in writer's room. Okay, well, Walter Mosley, he wrote a story that got turned into a movie many, many years ago called Always Outnumbered, Always Outgunned that starred Lawrence Fishburne. It's just this TV sort of like, I think it was HBO movie or something. It's a great movie. I love that movie. But Walter Mosley has been writing about like, race and growing up in the projects that get it for his entire life because he lived it. So him using the N-word, I'd have to know the context. I'd have to know the context.
Welcome back, Satsu.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes. Can you hear us?
Yes, that was
okay.
That was a reasonable response time.
Okay.
That was weird.
So author Walter Mosley penned an op-ed for the New York Times published on Friday in which he revealed that he quit his job as a writer on a television series after he was chastised by human resources for using the N-word on the job. Although Mosley, who is black, did not reveal which show he departed, sources tell The Hollywood Reporter that it was CBS All Access's Star Trek Discovery. That series, renewed in February for its third season, for some reason, with its third showrunner, has experienced serious issues of abusive language in its writer's room in the past. Sources tell The Hollywood Reporter that season 3 showrunners Alex Kurtzman, who sources say personally recruited Mosley to the Discovery Room, and Michelle Paradise were informed of the complaint via human resources, but were not present for the incident in which Mosley allegedly used the N-word multiple times. Well, but, okay. Mosley, okay, wait. Okay, so Mosley posted a response. Earlier this year, I had just finished work with the Snowfall Writers Room for the season when I took a similar job on a different show at a different network. I'd been in the new room for a few weeks when I got the call from Human Resources. A pleasant-sounding young man said, Mr. Mosley, it has been reported that you used the N-word in the writer's room. I replied, I am the N-word in the writer's room. Mosley went on to explain that Mosley went on to explain that the individual in HR said that while he was free to use the word in a script, he, quote, could not say it, unquote. Mosley then clarified, quote, I hadn't called anyone it. I had just told a story about a cop who explained to me on the streets of Los Angeles that he stopped N-words in Patty neighborhoods and all Patties in N-word neighborhoods because they were usually up to no good. I was telling a true story as I remembered it. Okay. Mosley wrote that he is unaware of who complained about his use of the word. Quote, there I was, a black man in America who shares with millions of others the history of racism and more often than not treated as subhuman, he continued. If addressed at all, that history had to be rendered in words my employers regarded as acceptable. I'm not sure I read that correctly. There I was being chastised for criticizing the word that oppressed me and mine for centuries. As far as I know, the word is in the dictionary, said Mosley. As far as I know, the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence assure me both the freedom of speech and the pursuit of happiness, unquote. Well, yes, but not just from the government, technically, which they'll always say. But God forbid you tell a story in the writer's room. I mean, why couldn't they have said, hey, what if we take that story and somehow turn it into a plot for an episode of Star Trek that, used to address social issues through allegory?
Last time I heard, black people own that word, and they're the only ones allowed to say it.
Now, did he say that he was told he was allowed to use it in a script?
Yeah, he was allowed to say it in a script.
He was free to use. Yeah, he was free to use the word in a script, but he could not say it.
So he could put that word in someone else's mouth, just not to say it out of his own.
Apparently so. That's
retarded.
Weird. Yeah, Walter Mosley is a great writer. Oh my God. And if you hire him, if you hire Walter Mosley, presumably you have either read or are aware of his work and what kind of topics he's tackled in his career. And so if you bring him onto a Star Trek show, I'm assuming you're bringing him on to help write socially allegorical stories like classic Star Trek used to handle. And God forbid he relays a story in the writer's room.
Point Curation, thank you so much. Nerdrotic is good for the Star Trek STD stuff. Fair enough.
I don't know. Star Trek Discovery stuff. STD, I was thinking. Yeah, that was an unfortunate naming of that show when everybody uses the initials to
from what I hear, it's pretty spot on.
Yeah, no, it's I've only seen bits and pieces, but several people that I trust have told me it's terrible. And now the cops are coming for me, apparently. Let's see. Moving on. This one comes from senior staff reporter and chief Florida correspondent Colleen Bernier. I think this is an update to the corruption story from yesterday. Let's see. 3 charged in Fall River mayor investigation to plead guilty on extortion charges. Uh-oh. 3 associates charged in connection with the investigation into kickbacks. Mayor Jaziel Correa II allegedly demanded from marijuana companies on Friday agreed to plead guilty to aiding and abetting extortion and lying to federal agents, according to federal court documents. Correa, 27, was arrested for the second time in a year at his home on Peckman Street early Friday morning. He was arraigned in U.S. District Court in Boston later on Friday on 11 new charges for allegedly demanding kickbacks topping $600,000 from 4 would-be marijuana companies. 3 of the mayor's associates, Hildegard Camara, David Hibbert, and Antonio Costa, took plea agreements offered by federal prosecutors, according to court documents, which probably have things like "you will testify against the mayor" somewhere in there. They agreed to plead guilty to conspiring to commit extortion, aiding and abetting extortion, and making false statements to investigators. Camara was an investor in Snow Owl, who Correa later appointed as the head of the Bristol County Training Consortium in July 2016. Despite a 6-year gap in employment, the Herald News revealed via a public records request. Costa owns Antonio Costa Property Management, and Correa twice rented out space at his 257 South Main Street property for his campaign headquarters. In a federal indictment unsealed Friday, prosecutors detail a July 2017 episode in which Correa and his chief of staff, Genoveva Andrade, I think I messed with that last night, delivered a $3,900 rent check to an unnamed middleman at Costa's South Main Street property. Upon delivering the check, Correa allegedly told the middleman to give him $3,900 back in cash, and the middleman allegedly agreed, understanding that, quote, this cash payment was part of a stream of benefits that he agreed to pay Correa in exchange for favorable official action and assistance from the mayor, unquote.
Wow. Wow.
So you have on record that I gave you a check for $3,900, but you're going to give me back it in cash that's untraceable, and I'll just do you some favors. Jesus Christ. Andrade was also charged in connection with an alleged marijuana kickback scheme. She pleaded not guilty Friday in U.S. District Court in Boston on charges of conspiracy to commit extortion, theft and bribery, and making false statements to investigators. And then it kind of goes in a recitation we talked about last night. Wow, that is just that whole thing has got a TV movie coming its way, if nothing else. That's crazy.
It should, at the very least, a cheaply made independent film.
Yeah, there you go. Kevin Smith, where are you? Oh wait. Let's see.
Well, you were just talking last night about how we need more mob movies. This is kind of like
right.
This.
That's right. We need more mob movies. We need like political mob movies.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that basically what he was doing? I mean,
yeah.
He was running a racketeering scheme.
Let's see. This one comes from Shrouded Angel. Oh, which one do I want to do? That one seems sadder. I'll do this one. I don't like sad stories. Oh, and your cricket's back. You can hear it, though. Can't you?
Yeah, it's Asshole the Cricket. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Told you the whole family's here.
Wait, that's the cricket's accent?
Yes.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Hey, what's going on? He's Italian or something?
Yes, that's right.
Asshole the Italian cricket. Okay. Mom buys daughter 350 pound, as in the currency, iPhone online and gets 2 bars of soap instead. Okay, so this is the Mirror, the UK tabloid, as it were. I think they're putting American money into pounds for the understanding, because the mom from Michigan was scammed into parting with her cash, which she had saved up for 6 months for her daughter's present. Okay, a mom who tried to buy an iPhone for her daughter ended up with 2 bars of soap after falling victim to an online scam. Samantha Powell from Michigan, USA, made a deal to buy the $450 phone last month using buy and sell app LetGo. She and her husband agreed to meet the seller at an apartment complex in Detroit. Okay. But once they exchanged money, the seller suddenly took off running with their hard-earned cash in hand. Her husband then opened the box and found no iPhone, but 2 bars of soap in place instead. Well, at least it was, let's see, it looks like it was Dial and Jergens. So, they got quality soap out of it.
See, this is why I don't trust buying stuff from random people, man.
Yeah. An iPhone, you're going to meet with somebody in an apartment complex, someone like, Powell told 7 Action News, quote, "When he opened it, we were both dumbfounded. We were just staring at it. Did that just happen? They tried going after the seller, but could not track her down." Samantha said they had saved up for 6 months so they could give it to their daughter as a gift. How much is an iPhone? Like,
it depends on which one you get.
Well, I mean, $450. Is that less than what a basic iPhone would cost you?
Sure.
Significantly less if you're talking about within the past 2 or 3 generations. Yeah.
But if it's a used one, was it supposed to be brand new?
No, I think it was supposed to be used, because
you can get a used one that price if somebody's like, just dropping it, getting it, getting out real quick.
Yeah, but if you're not an idiot, you wouldn't buy it. Yeah. Because nobody would be selling it for that price unless it's broken.
Well, you'd want to look at it before you handed over the money.
Well, you can't do that over Amazon or wherever.
Well, no, but they met this person right there in the apartment complex and had a hand-to-hand. So it's like,
oh, did they? Oh,
yeah, shit. That's the thing. So like, if they hand you the box, haven't you ever watched a crime movie where it's like, you got to see the drugs first, or I got to see the cash first before I hand over the thing and the stuff? You got to see the merchandise before you actually give over the money. Oh, okay. The pair contacted police to file a report, but have not been able to retrieve the device or the money as of yet. I'm not surprised. To add insult to injury, Powell says she heard the seller even went on Facebook and bragged about what she had done. Wait, if they're on Facebook, can't you figure out who they are? Quote, she was pretty much saying, ha ha, thinking that she wasn't going to get caught. Okay. Officers were able to track down the 18-year-old seller because she had provided her phone number for the sale. Okay. Police say a warrant will be issued for her arrest if she does not show up for a court appearance over the incident. Powell says she hopes her story will help remind others to meet up at a police station if selling goods. Well, that's also good, but also look before you hand over your cash.
It doesn't matter if you meet at the police station if you didn't check the merchandise.
Yeah. Thankfully, Samantha was able to get a new phone for her daughter on Craigslist without incident after arranging the rendezvous at a secure location. It doesn't matter about the location. You don't go into a shop and just hand somebody money. Hopefully, they'll give you something that you want sight unseen. Jesus Christ, lady.
It's not a loot crate, for fuck's sake.
I know, right? Now, there's an investment opportunity. Oh. All right, moving on.
Real quick, where'd that go? I want to show you something that Colleen sent me over on Twitter. Let me get the share screen. There it is. This is something somebody else had made. I just thought it was funny with the timing because we just had one of those ourselves. But these are the last 3 mayors of Fall River. This is the one who's being indicted right now for fraud.
Yeah, she sent me that last night, and it's like she found it interesting that I did the theme I did last night when somebody cooked this up like a couple days ago or something.
Yeah, that's all 3 of them have been criminals apparently. So good job, Fall River, on your that's what I'm looking for here. Election prowess. Good job. Good job. Let's try to get one more in here, Scribbles, if we got one to pick from.
All right. Let's see. Oh, I saw this one in several places today, so we'll do this one. This one comes from Signal Boost. Ah, come on. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. Okay. Broke men are hurting American women's marriage prospects.
Oh, dude, I saw this and almost had a fucking aneurysm.
There's a devastating shortage of men who have their act together, according to a new study that may not be so surprising to all the single ladies out there. Research now suggests that the reason for recent years' decline in the marriage rate could have something to do with the lack of, quote, economically attractive, unquote, male spouses who can bring home the bacon, according to the paper published Wednesday in the Journal of Family and Marriage. Or it could be that men are scared of women because of Me Too and are just staying away.
Ain't it funny now how men are not economically responsible enough? They're not making enough money anymore for the successful women now who are complaining.
The wage gap.
Yeah. We're making more money than men now, and that's a bad thing. Like we're upset with that now. We have fought to get to this spot, and now it's time to complain about being here because bitches got to complain about fucking everything.
Real quick. Thank you, Terry Diamandis. Women have always been the primary victims of male poverty.
Quote, most American women hope to marry, but current shortages of marriageable men with a stable job and good income, make this increasingly difficult, says lead author Daniel Lichter in a press release. Lichter adds that unless your dream man is an Uber driver, the dearth of would-be grooms is prominent, quote, in the current gig economy of unstable, low-paying service jobs. Well, ladies, just so you know out there, I've been gainfully employed in the same place for about the last, 13, 14 years, and I have a steady income. I'm very marriageable. I guess, if that's your only fucking concern. I mean, I don't know, maybe like, do you actually click with them? And God forbid, in our modern society, it should be the women who bring home the bread.
Thank you, Cryptic. Even if we do make enough, the risk is too high.
That's also true.
Well, I wonder how much of this is a similar problem to what they found with like divorcees in their 40s, because divorced men are far more likely to remarry than divorced women are in that age range.
Yeah.
And what they found is that women in that age range, they tend to have, a steady job already, and they're not looking for somebody that they have to support. Where a dude is like, yeah, fuck it, I'll support another woman. I did this one, why not? Yeah, so I wonder if this is how much that is a factor here.
All right, there's not much left of this, so I'm going to read the whole thing. To investigate the man drought, researchers created profiles of potential husbands based on real husbands as logged in the American Community Survey data. They then compared these hypothetical spouses with actual unmarried men. Okay, they found that a woman's made-up hubby makes 58% more money than the current lineup of eligible bachelors. So my fantasy ideal doesn't match reality, you say. Oh, okay. Quote, this study reveals large deficits in the supply of potential male spouses, the study concludes. Or it shows the high expectations and demands of women. Maybe. Quote, many young men today have little to bring to the marriage bargain, especially as young women's educational levels on average now exceed their male suitors. Really? So does the women's studies PhD somehow exceed the Bachelor of Arts in Chemical Engineering?
Gulf City Cult of Krill, thank you so much. Women making more money, women in minorities hit hardest.
All right, we got 2 sentences left. Some ladies are even starting to date down in order to score a forever partner. And sure, there's the whole love factor in a marriage, but in the end, quote, it also is fundamentally an economic transaction, says Lichter. Okay, do you know what you just said about women there, Buckaroo?
The truth.
Yeah, okay. Well, you hope for not, but yeah. Anyway.
Look, hey, I know people don't like to admit this, and every woman out there will go, hashtag not me. but women are attracted to stability, and whether that is something they attribute to power or money or some kind of success, it is one of the primary things women look for. And if your man is making less than you, it does not work out very well in human society. Sorry, ladies, I'm not calling you gold diggers. I'm just pointing out what you should be willing to fucking say yourselves. Just like we like titties. There's nothing wrong with saying it. It's just me. I'm tired of having to point out the fucking obvious, because every time you point out, like, women, you know what? They like a man who makes money. And they'll be, no, man, I like a guy with a good sense of humor. So Reggie, who sweeps up at McDonald's, he's funny as shit. You gonna go out with him? Well, no, I don't like Reggie's sense of humor. I like that Wall Street banker's sense of humor.
Hilarious.
It's simple fucking biology with us, guys. Women look for a guy who can, in some way, take care of them. And back in the hunting and gathering days, it was always the biggest, strongest guy, because he's the one who could bring home the most bacon, literally. All right, I'm sorry.
Are you?
No, because seriously, I don't know
sorry?
why we have to have this conversation so much. It'd be so much easier if our society would just admit the truths about ourselves.
Everybody's playing make believe, man.
I know, man. No, look, hashtag not all. Yeah, you're right. There are some women out there who will date whatever dick comes along, and good for them. But that is going to wrap up the MSS News Time. Guys, thanks so much for the submissions. That leads us on to the YouTube's time. And what you did there today, whoops, hang on. The Mandalore 79, thank you. As a woman, I must say you were 100% right. It's amazing how many women do agree with me, and then like one in the crowd will sheepishly say, not me. But Satsu, what'd you work on today?
Nothing.
All right. And Scribbles, you?
I was on your show.
Oh, that's right. I did do a show, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. So I have the same news that you do, basically. And
Well,
that's about it. I tried working a bit on that TEDx talk, but I hit a wall of not caring about what he had to say anymore. So it's still on my desktop. I might keep working on it. I don't know. It's one of those things where, it starts out really, really worthwhile, and then you kind of get to more of the meat of the presentation. Just kind of like, this guy's so boring. It's not even like, this is so stupid, entertaining, boring. It's just boring. So we'll see. That's about it.
See, I did my Monkey in the Morning this morning. Yes, you were there with me, Scribbles, and Sinatra jumped in for a little while, and Jack and P-Dog tried to, but his mic wasn't working. So that was a fun time, and I ended up actually having to cut that one short because Little Butt was just in grandpa mode, and she was not making it easy to do the show. So I tried to run those 2 hours and ended up actually ending 20 minutes short because, yeah, she just needed some grandpa time, which is fine. And so went and hung out with her. Didn't do anything. Oh, yeah. Didn't do anything else today because, I was with the family the whole day. So I don't know how tomorrow will go for that kind of thing. I may or may not do like a game stream in the afternoon sometime tomorrow. Don't know, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. That's why you should follow us on Twitter so you know what we are doing at all times. Oh, but it was so cute. Yes, on when we were leaving the show today, right at the end, you hear Little Butt go, "Why isn't Bloodwing here?"
Oh,
She's only spoken with Bloodwing one time, but apparently she just really loved his accent.
oh.
But yeah, she's like, "Why isn't Bloodwing here?" I'm like, because he's not, sweetie. I don't know. With that, we're moving on to the Humpetry, which just want to remind everybody, Scribe completely missed yesterday because Scribe, the what's the word I'm looking for here? The format Nazi, screwed up. he messed up yesterday, real bad, and completely skipped over an entire segment of the show. The Accidental Poet, thank you so much. No clever comment, just supporting the stream. Thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. That's very kind of you. But yeah, so yesterday, for those of you who don't remember what I just told you, Scribe completely messed up format. Scribe, did you mess up format yesterday?
My fork is currently at my wrist, Monkey. Just say the word.
No, he went old school format. We had some what's the word I was looking for?
Deep topic.
Deep topic, yeah. And it was funny because on the show this morning, I mentioned to you because I often go through, even if whatever we talked about on Lords of the Night, I'll often hit on again to give further commentary on. And I'm looking through it today. I'm like, damn, I didn't even have any. I really didn't even have any yesterday. But Satsu, do you have any today?
Yeah. So did you guys know that Brianna Wu is alt-right?
Brianna Wu is alt-right.
I must have missed that one.
All right. Here's the feed.
Hold that thought. Sir Wolfgang says hashtag Monkey abuses Scribe and makes Satsu watch.
Actually, when Monkey starts abusing Scribe, I put on my headphones and turn around. Satsu don't see shit.
You're now abused, Scribe. I hope that makes you feel better. Okay, so Brianna
You're
Wu,
now abused, Scribe. I hope that makes you feel better.
Yes.
Let me just ponder that one for a minute. Go ahead, Satsu.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. And over on the Streamlabs again, I'm sorry for interrupting. I'm not sorry for interrupting for this, though. Cryptic, thank you. My friend had an unpleasant experience with the suicide hotline. They left him hanging. God damn.
Har.
Brianna Wu, alt-right.
Yes.
How did we get there?
All right, Brianna Wu. This was her tweet. I adore ContraPoints, and I am appalled that she was harassed off Twitter. I would also add that queer people are in a fight for our lives against Trump and possible Pence administration. There is room for a nuanced discussion, but this was not it. Somebody responded, disappointing that you are falling for ContraPoint's play to make herself into a victim in this scenario, despite her repeatedly messing up her NBs. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Non-binaries.
Oh, okay. And always running away after doing so with no apology. And Brianna Wu responded simply, I think we just have a different opinion. And the response to that was, and I quote, just a different opinion, straight out of the alt-right playbook. That's fucking weird.
Oh, dear Lord.
Wow.
Wow. That's just a Republican talking point.
I'm like, just a different opinion. Having a different opinion is an alt-right tactic.
Wow.
I couldn't even.
The weird part there is that Wu wasn't even on ContraPoint's side, if I heard that correctly.
Yeah.
She was saying that Contra screwed it up, did it wrong.
Yeah. Queer people are in a fight for our lives against President Trump and a possible Pence administration.
Terry Diamandis, thank you. Says, so Gamergate does lead to the alt-right.
Oh my God.
Well played, sir. Well played. And Point Curation, thank you. If you have time later, your thoughts on the Canadian PPC. They're being ignored by the media largely. The only party I'm aware of supporting freedom of expression I'm aware of, Maxine Bernier. I don't know.
Bernier.
I don't know what the Canadian PPC is. I will look into it. While we're doing this stuff, I will see if I can find something on it. This is what, when Sofang got mad at the what is it, tired old talking point? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
This is literally them eating themselves to the point where they're even going after Wu for agreeing with them.
Yep.
She's agreeing with the side that says Contra was wrong, and that side's going, you still don't get it. Did I miss something here?
I don't think so. Now, the tripped out part is there are a lot of people in this comment section who are like this. This is one of my favorite comments because this relates to the conversation that we just had with Sophane and all the rest of them. You see phrases like "they always eat their own" so often, and it becomes a meaningless jumble of words. Then you see an exchange like this,
right?
And even they are just like, they might be on to something. I'm just like, y'all are so fucking stupid. It's like watching a dog have an epic battle with its tail. You know what I mean? Or like watching a dog like bark at his shadow or some shit. It's so fucking hilarious because they just don't. I don't know, man. Like I get the picture of like a bunch of masked Antifa people starting a fight in a group, but they end up beating each other up because they're all masked, so they forget who's who. It's hilarious to watch this shit. And it keeps happening. Like we're in a combo right now because it's been happening almost every day. Every day there is an incident of them fucking just shitting on each other. And instead of people getting mad at the thing, even though Sylvain did like actually get mad at the thing, he's just like, you guys who've been right this whole time need to shut the fuck up and stop trying to say that you were right because you were, because you're just trying to take advantage of being right. And I'm just like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah, alrighty, I guess she's all right now, y'all.
Yeah, it is tis fascinating. Tis fascinating. I couldn't believe it. And then actually another one of my fuckatries was actually one of the posts that we read before, where my response to that was, so feminists bitch and moan about a certain result, obtain said result, and then proceed to bitch about why said results are a detriment to women. I was gonna put got it, but I'm like, I'm not going fucking steal.
Yeah, you're not monkey.
Hey, look, the world is ending. Women most affected.
Yeah, it's been said 100 times. This game is unwinnable. You can't win it. There is no end game. No matter what you do or no matter what the results, women will find a way to complain about it. Or just people in general. Because like I said, and like we've said before, this has become a business model. Like being offended or outraged or whatever, it's a legitimate career path. And people are like balls deep into it. And once you don't have that thing to complain about before, you're unemployed. So you got to keep it alive at all costs while simultaneously fighting against it at the same time. Welcome to 2019. But yeah, that's my fucking treat.
Satsu, you got anything? Or, sorry, god damn it. Scribbles, you got anything?
I'm sorry, who are you talking to?
Satsu Scribbles.
Scribsu.
Oh god.
Scribsu, you got anything?
Not really. Hold on a second. Let me double check something before I get too occupied here. What else happened today? Well, Serena Williams lost the U.S. Open, so there's that. There was a brief little video that went out of Kamala Harris being asked questions about how she's dropped in the polls. I can't really do it justice on here. But the tweet says, Kamala Harris lamely insists that she's still a top-tier candidate despite polling in the single digits for months now. And I said, I swear I'm still relevant, guys. Because she's totally relevant. Somebody tweeted out, warning gays and LGBTQ people going to see it too. The opening scene involves the brutalization of two gay men and the murder of one of them. I felt sick, and it threw off my entire movie experience. I just want you to be aware. And he goes on for several other tweets whinging on about this, as they would say. And I said, "Oh my God, I had an emotional reaction to something that happened in a movie. And oh no, I just wanted to warn you all how offensively effective this horrible event was in a horror movie of all things. And if you've ever read the book, how it's in the book. And this is an adaptation of the book." So anyway.
I actually saw that one too.
Mhm.
But my comment on it, because I was just like, when I saw it, I'm like, oh God, really? Fucking trigger warning. And then I started to read some of the comments, and I'm like, people are, I think, unreasonably upset with this person for doing this. Because there were some people like mad at him. And I'm just like, he didn't do anything wrong. Like,
No.
why are y'all treating him like he just fucking committed a crime? Like, he saw something that affected him, so he's like, pathetic people like me exist too. I better warn them. So he did. And I'm just like, I don't really see why people are mad about it. Like, I don't get the trigger warning either. I'm just like, yeah, it's a fucking horror movie. What did you expect? So you were going to see something that was going to probably disturb you in some fashion. It's a fucking horror movie. But, like, people were mad. Like, fuck this guy. And I'm just like, why though? Like, calm down. It's okay. Relax. Yeah.
Do you have anything else there, Scribbles?
That was it.
All right. All the ones I had we talked about this morning, but that doesn't mean everybody heard them, so we're gonna do them again.
Okay.
The first one. This one still makes me laugh. The ACLU has filed suit against Peter Meyer. He is the heir apparent to the Meyer throne here in Michigan, which is a retail store that rivals Walmart.
I was hoping for Oscar.
No, unfortunately, not that one. He has a venue down in Grand Rapids where they're having what they call Art Prize right now. Art Prize is an art show for everybody can come down and put their art up, Well, there's this I got to get the name right. I don't want to fuck it up. I don't want to do these people a disservice. Where is it? Drag Syndrome. They're going to put on a dance.
You're roboting
now.
monkey.
God damn it. There's nothing to do about it, so I will do my best to talk, and hopefully you guys can hear me okay.
That's a little bit better now.
They're a group of performers called Drag Syndrome. And they're downsies who dress up in drag and dance. And he says he doesn't want to let them perform at his venue because he's not sure people with Down syndrome can give full and informed consent to what they're doing. Which the ACLU lawyer seems to agree that he's not just keeping them out because they're dressed in drag or because their sexuality or their disability, which is what the ACLU is claiming, because the ACLU lawyer says this: if members of the group were to perform an orchestra recital, chances are he wouldn't have canceled the performance. Well, if you're saying he would let the retarded drag folks do something besides a sexual dance, then you're saying it's not because of them being in drag or because or them being disabled. So I don't understand what their case is there, but yeah, they're suing. They were able another venue offered to host them, and because of the hubbub around this, they actually, instead of expecting to only barely sell any tickets, they sold out their first show and had to have a second one. So good for the Downsies. Go out there and dance your butts off. Hopefully you're not being exploited by the people who put this together, because I'm doubting it was actually put together by Downsies. What's next? I think the rest of what I have actually just the both of the things from the Bill Maher thing. Oh no! First, we need to talk about poor Kylie Jenner, you guys.
Oh God, poor, you saying?
Poor Kylie Jenner. She admitted today, guys, that real quick. Thank you, Tiberius Kirk.
Hello.
Those with Downs doing drag. I want to take this time to say congrats to Irate Bear on the new job. Very nice. Kylie Jenner, she came out and admitted to an entertainment magazine that her sisters tease her, guys. They tease her for being a billionaire.
Oh, that's sad.
Can we all have a moment of silence for poor Kylie? Poor Kylie getting made fun of for being a billionaire. Thank you, Terry Diamandis. They should have a metal concert instead called Get Downs with the Sickness. Nice. Fucking poor Kylie and getting made fun of because she's a billionaire. She went on to say, they always joke about making me pay for things.
Oh.
You're a billionaire. Shut up and buy dinner. And then finally, the things on Bill Maher. Now, first, we'll talk about new rules because this one didn't blow up as big as I expected. They pretty much left this one alone. On new rules, Bill Maher ripped into fat shaming and how stupid fat shaming is and how America needs to realize that our healthcare problems mostly boil down to the shit we put in our bodies. And his actual new rule was something to the effect of at least one what's the word I'm looking for? Primary candidate in the upcoming debate has to admit that the price of healthcare is because of our overweight problem. And he gave an interesting statistic, and this is as much as I'm going to say. And if you guys want to join in, you can absolutely. But he gave a statistic. There was, I think it was last week. It could be the week before. I forget. But there was a week recent, or a month, where there were 53 people killed in mass shootings.
August.
The number of people. August, is that what it was? Okay. So in August, 53 people killed in mass shootings. In that same month, 40,000 people died due to obesity-related illnesses. So go ahead and tell me again how much you care about people when you're trying to get rid of AR-15s. I mean, we've joked for a long time about how, eventually they're going to come after Twinkies and stuff. And I don't want them to. I don't. But how about this? How about an ad campaign? How about a public ad campaign about, hey, stop putting all that shit in your body? He made the point on the show that, you will actually get thin shamed. Thin shaming is fine, but don't you dare fat shame anybody because then you're just being mean. But yeah, it was one of those rare times where I see Bill and it's like, oh my God, Bill remembered who he actually is and said something smart.
However briefly.
Now, in that regard, though, he also had Christina Hoff Sommers on yesterday. Mm-hmm. Christina Hoff Sommer. And did she piss off some feminists, man? Because Christina Sommers, she's not a third wave feminist. She's not exactly a hardcore old school feminist like Camille Paglia. She's kind of a lightweight Camille, if that makes sense. She's old school. She believes in fighting for equality. She believes in fighting for actual equality, not this shit that's going on now. And they got into several things like the one that seemed to piss feminists off the most was she got into talking about the wage gap. And she said the highest paying career out there right now is petroleum engineer. And that is a field absolutely dominated by men. She goes where something like early childhood education is dominated by women. And apparently when feminists heard this, what they heard is fuck teachers, which isn't it at all what she was saying. She was just pointing out, if you're looking to make the most money, then you probably should go into the career that's offering the most money. Seems a pretty simple idea, really. But yeah, there were several Twitter threads today about how horrible and what a bad kind of feminist old Christina is because she dared to point out the obvious. I mean, this is shit that's been out there for years. It's not like she invented these numbers or anything. It's not like she invented the counter to the wage gap. That's been out there literally for years, for decades, actually, since that first stupid report came out. You got to remember the first wage gap report came out, I believe it was back in the 60s. And almost immediately people are going, you're not looking at wages, you're looking at lifetime earnings. That was the first really big one. And so they've done other ones since then where they're like, well, no, look, we're kind of looking at people's wages. Like, no, you're really not. But yeah, she wasn't pointing out anything. But yeah, man, those feminist women, man, they lost their shit. And how dare Bill give her a platform? How dare her? But yeah, so that's what I spent with my my fucketry today. Because yeah, like I said, I wasn't really on YouTube very much or Twitter very much today because I was out having fun with the family. So unless you guys have anything else, Satsu, are we gaming tonight?
I want to, but I really want to play not Final Fantasy, Monster Hunter.
Dude, if you want to play Monster Hunter, I could use the night off. I'll go to sleep.
Okay, I think I'm going to try to set up the stream for Monster Hunter tonight. I'm going to see if I can stream it. It's been kind of difficult trying to work that out. So if I can pull it off, then awesome. If not, then I might play some Green Hell tonight, guys. So give Monkey
all right. There you go. Yeah, Monkey's tired. Like I said, I only got 3 hours of sleep last night. I've been up since 6 this morning.
Yeah, the story mode for Green Hell came out officially now. So I was checking it out a little bit earlier, and I think I want to get into that.
Cool beans, cool beans. That leads us to your time, guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages. If there's a question you have for us, a comment you would like to point in our direction, a criticism you can ram right up your ass, all of these things can be put into chat right now, and we will do our best to address each and every one of them. Frosted Glass said, would you kill a man in order to steal jewelry for a blind woman?
What?
I'm going to go with no.
I would just give that blind woman some fake ass jewelry and be like, here you go. I killed a man and hooked you up. Enjoy your fucking jewelry.
Like those are rare diamonds in a pure platinum setting.
That's right. Like, she's fucking blind.
She don't know. Fuck, you could do that to most women with eyes. They ain't going to know. Can you tell everyone not to press my link on Twitter because my account got hacked? Guys, yeah, if you're getting these things that say just for you from whoever, don't click any links. But if you do happen to click the link, don't freak out. Just do not accept the Twitter thing from them and do not sign up for it because that's how you'll lose your account. What are your thoughts on someone claiming Christina Hoff Sommers is too right wing? I think they're not paying attention to her actual politics because she's actually very left wing. And as she said on the show last night, she's a Democrat. She's left wing. She just doesn't agree with third wave feminism. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Meh.
See, meh.
Lords of the Night, would you like to float too?
That is an It reference, Monkey.
Oh.
They all float.
Never seen it.
Yeah.
Georgie.
Haven't seen.
Georgie. Hey, Georgie, they all float down here.
Haven't seen either version of it. We'll never probably see those. Probably won't see it too. I'm not the hugest Stephen King fan to begin with.
Maximum Overdrive, Monkey.
Never seen it.
What? But the Green Goblin on an 18-wheeler. Come on.
Never seen it. I know the reference, but I've never seen it.
Oh my God.
What? I'm not even something like Pet Cemetery. When I saw it, it's like, all right. It wasn't that impressive to me. And what other ones has he done?
Well, Sleepwalkers? Come on, Monkey. Sleepwalkers.
Never seen it.
What the hell?
Monkey, have you ever tried not being you? No. I haven't seen you, or I haven't heard you say anything about the Krasensteins in a while. Are they still around? They might be. Last I heard, when they got kicked off of Twitter, they were trying to do things off of Facebook, which is not as easy to manipulate as Twitter is, because you have to build groups there instead of just an open platform like Twitter is, where you can just accumulate people, and the more you accumulate, the bigger your presence becomes. You still need people to join your groups over on Facebook, even if it's a public group. They still have to become part of it. And I don't know how many places out there sell group memberships into that the way that they do on Twitter, because there are places out there that'll sell you followers. And that's part of what the Krasensteins were doing. So yeah, they had to go away. That is not addressed to us. Della Hayes just asked, how goes it? But I think he was actually addressing that to Terry Diamandis. He didn't ask us how it's going. That's hurtful.
You don't care.
That's hurtful. Why don't y'all care about how it's going for us? Sharks or killer whales?
For what?
I don't know.
Just in general?
I mean, if you're asking me which I'm a fan of, I mean, killer whales are cooler looking.
They're both pretty fucking vicious, to be honest.
You ever seen a killer whale play with a baby seal? That shit is funny as fuck. They grab it by the tail and just throw it up in the air. Oh, it's fucking amazing.
So I think, like, sharks are kind of like mindless brutes or whatever, but killer whales are they calculating.
Yeah, but probably more dangerous than most sharks too, because they're calculating. But yeah, if you're just talking on a general, which do I prefer? I mean, I do like killer whales. I mean, I grew up going to SeaWorld, so got to see Shamu all the time, and you can train them to do cool things in there. They're sleek.
Shampoo.
Yes.
Oh my God, shampoo.
They're sleek looking, where sharks, I mean, sometimes they almost look like they've been they're like a car that's been in a crash. Have you ever seen that? When they turn a little bit and it almost looks like a car with a crumple zone.
Oh my God.
Watch for it. You'll see it.
Sensitive.
You'll see it. You'll see it. Jay asks, Lords of the Night, pie or cheesecake? Depends on the kind.
Didn't we have a cheesecake or regular cake last night question?
Yes, and now it's pie or cheesecake.
Oh, it's big again. Yep, depends on the pie.
I would go for apple pie over any cheesecake. But I would take a good chocolate cheesecake over most other kinds of pie, if that makes sense. And see, Americans need to learn not to put so much bad shit in our mouths. I love the books more than the movies, says Becca. I'm assuming talking about the Stephen King ones. I watched the old It because Tim Curry was not disappointing, I'm guessing. It's hard to go wrong with Tim Curry, man. Even if he's in something bad, he's Tim fucking Curry. He always sells a role very well. He was great in Clue.
Yes.
I mean, as much as any of they had a lot of good character acting in that. But him, I mean, he just fucking made it. He was the butler in that, and it was so fucking good. If you haven't seen Clue, what's that? Wadsworth, yes.
I can't think of very many movies that I didn't like him in, or any for that matter.
Monk, are you on live chat? I am. Why did I miss something? I apologize if I did. Sometimes, stuff just flies. How's Blind Press's fundraiser? I don't know. I mean, we've shouted out a few times, but I'm not part of it. You'd have to. You know what you should do? You should go by Blind Press's streams. I know she does Monday through Friday at noon Eastern time. So Monday, head over there and ask. Let's see. Got a Streamlabs over here where my mouse gives me my cursor back. No, that's not it. It's not. It was a stream. No. Tim Curry equals artistic icon. Grateful for his work, says Point Curation. Thank you so much. Oh no, I love Tim Curry. He's great. It's the only part why I give what's that movie? Rocky Horror Picture Show any credit at all is because of his performance in it. I would have liked that movie better if they'd killed Susan Sarandon in it.
You didn't like Janet?
No, she was annoying. Plus, it's her.
Hold on, real quick. Jenna sent me a Streamlabs that says, because Monkey is being mean to Scribbles, but Scribbles won't open a freaking Streamlabs, so you get the donation, but actually it's for Aaliyah because of logic.
Okay. Makes sense to me.
All right, Leah.
Backscan says, you should at least watch Maximum Overdrive for the humor. It's an old 80s horror movie too, and those are kind of, they don't age well.
But they're easy for its own sake. That's kind of
sure. But have you watched it recently, Scribe?
Define recently.
Recently enough that you could say that say how well it held up.
At this point, probably not.
Yeah, see, that would be what it depends on, because there's a lot of those movies from back then that even movies that I love that I have trouble watching these days just because, like, oh God, oh man, this is so bad. Scribe Light preferred Pennywise the Clown. Mine is definitely Tim Curry. I feel like I missed something there. Tommy Knockers.
Sorry,
no.
What was the question about Tim Curry?
It said at Scribe Light preferred Pennywise the Clown ? Mine is definitely Tim Curry.
Oh, well, there's only two Pennywises so far. It's the current guy and Tim Curry. So I haven't seen the current guy because I haven't bothered to go see the new movies because I don't care about the new movies.
I don't know. It's hard for me to decide which one is better per se, but they both are creepy for different reasons.
Yeah. I mean, Tim Curry, I'm sorry, the First Done and Tim Curry kind of can't be beat. So I'm sure that this guy is fine, but Tim Curry had to get across a lot more being sinister by just being Tim Curry without a whole bunch of special effects. So yeah, I'll take Tim Curry probably by default.
Have any of you seen the original Dark Crystal or planning to watch the prequel series out on Netflix now? I never saw all of Dark Crystal. I've seen bits and pieces of it. Because as a kid, that movie freaked me out.
I saw the original several times as a kid. But I don't have any kind of really, strong nostalgia connection to it. So I don't have any urge to watch the new one because it wasn't like, oh, I've been waiting my entire life for a continuation of that story.
Yeah, Squishy made me watch the original, and I was like, well, I guess I missed that for a reason. I mean it wasn't terrible, but I was just like, oh, okay, now I've seen this.
I always appreciated the technical, artistry and wizardry that always goes into those, practical effects, Jim Henson's productions, because you just try to figure out, like, how did they do that? And when I remember seeing a behind the scenes thing where they showed how they got some of those effects to pull off in a mechanical sense. Mm-hmm. Those always impressed me. It's never stopped impressing me, but I was never like, this is something that's, this is a piece of lore that I will carry with me forever. It's like I barely remember anything about it except for the puppets looking weird and the bad guys looking cooler than the good guys.
Yeah, they freaked me out, and it was never something I cared to watch. I know a lot of people love it, and I'm glad they have something to look forward to, but it's not something for me. Texas Red said, did anyone else figure out The Sixth Sense halfway through? No, a lot sooner than that, actually, sadly.
I figured it out from the trailer, unfortunately, because there was a version of the trailer they put out before the movie came out that had a little bit in it that wasn't actually in the final cut of the movie. And that was Bruce Willis almost being hit by a car and jumping out of the way, even though he was in plain sight. And as soon as I saw that, and then I understood the premise of the movie within the first 5 minutes of the movie, I was like, oh, yeah. I won't spoil it for anybody, but there you go. I figured it out pretty early.
Oh, I forgot a piece of fucketry.
Uh-oh, too late.
Well, hang on. I had seen a episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark that was based on the same thing. I'd watched it with my daughter about 1.5 years before that movie ever came out. And they used the exact same gimmicks. Now, if you want to see that overall gimmick used much, much better, there's an excellent episode in Scrubs, and I'm not going to tell you where. That was one, even though I'd seen both of those, when the reveal hit me, I was like, oh, no. But yeah, they did that much better than either of those did, actually. What fucketry did you have there, Satsu?
There was a post on the Twitter of somebody saying, we've actively tried gender-neutral toys with our kids, one of each, and it is such a losing battle, sadness. And somebody said, yeah, I can already see my daughter preferring pink, and I have no idea why, because we work so hard to avoid that. And then another person says, pink and Disney princesses, we tried to discourage them, but our daughters have gravitated towards both. And I'm just like, wait a minute. Isn't your ain't y'all mantra to let kids grow up to be what they want to be?
No, yeah, but see, that's what they say, but it's not what they mean.
Of course it's not what they mean. Everything they say is a complete and utter smokescreen. But I'm just like...
Well, you heard it right there. We tried to avoid it.
Yeah.
Not we tried to let them make their own choice on it. We tried to avoid it.
And it's almost like, God forbid, there may be some inherent biological preferences between males and females. I don't know. Maybe.
Look, Little Butt, me and her, we used to play everything. We'd play. She loved cars, man. Not Disney cars, but racing cars. She loves racetracks and all that kind of stuff. She loves Spider-Man. She loves Hulk. But if that girl could, she would dress head to toe in pink every day. And the princesses are her favorite things ever, especially Belle. It just that sometimes they're just drawn to stuff like naturally. No, that's absolutely nice. We tried to raise them gender neutral, but we discouraged them from this. That doesn't seem very neutral. I just got to throw that out there. All right. Where are we? As an Aussie, I'm trying to understand something. Do the U.S. do a national popular vote for anything? If not, wouldn't eliminating the electoral vote be stupid? A national popular vote? No.
No, national elections are not popular.
We do elect federal officials that way. The House and Senate are both voted popular vote.
Through the states, though.
Through the states.
Yeah.
Individually. Which is what people who don't like the Electoral College keep missing, is that it is the number of states voting, not the number of people.
Yep.
And that's why it is absolutely still fair. What do you think of the idea of complementarism?
Not even sure I know what that is.
I don't know what it is. Satsu?
Somebody explain what it is, and
All
I'll
right.
tell you what I think about it.
Am I the only one that gets AC/DC stuck in their head every time someone mentions Maximum Overdrive? De La Haye says, I would have asked Lords of the Night, but I feared it would have gotten lost in the spam. How are you wonderful lords this evening? Nice way to suck up, and I'll accept it. We're well. I am, at least. I'm just tired. You guys?
I'm alright and shit.
Yeah, I'm okay.
All right, there we go. Ever see a bitch attack? Oh, what? Ever see a bitch attack me for a dumb reason?
What?
I don't know. Scribe Light, if you go to see It Chapter 2, watch carefully for the cameo.
Oh,
Now, are you interested in seeing It 2 if you haven't seen the new It?
no, I like I say, I don't have a whole lot of interest in that remake. I think it's one of those things where it's like, why do this of all the movies you could do? Why do this one? And I also the bits and pieces that I saw, horror movies that have to tell me when to be scared aren't scary. So like when the music cue comes up and it's like, like either you've created an atmosphere and a situation and a character that is inherently scary without having to jump scare me in it as well, or you haven't. And I don't really react well to things that like tell me or telegraph to me that it's here comes the scary part. Like, okay, thanks. So yeah, I probably won't see it. This is a short version of that.
I guess I'm still a member of the feminist group after getting kicked out of the LGBTQ one or the LGBT one. I don't know. Point. I'm not a member of either of those groups, so you'd have to ask somebody who's still in the group. Peterbilt asked me what sharks I've seen. Well, one, I was there for the original Shark Week. That's how old I am.
That's right.
And I've seen live sharks in several places. What kinds? I've seen hammerheads live or up close. I've seen nurse sharks up close. I know I've seen other. I've never seen a live great white. I've never seen a dead great white in person.
Thank goodness.
I've seen tons of them on my TV. Man, the first Shark Week, that was so cool.
Yeah, I watched Shark Week before it was cool.
When I first watched them, this is the dumbest thing ever. Who knew it would like turn into a annual event?
I know, it was such a gimmicky thing. I was like, okay, we got a week of like shark documentaries and specials that are mostly just fluff, but okay.
Yeah, but then they that thing took off, man. Apparently guys like monkeys, midgets, lesbians, and sharks.
Yay, sharks.
Yay, sharks. What else we got? Where are we? What pie would you throw in Scribe's face, monkey? Well, what kind of pie do you like, Scribe? Because I'd like to give you something you like.
What pie? Well, it'd have to be something cold because I don't want a hot pie in my face. That'd be painful.
Fair enough. What about a nice chocolate pie?
There you go, chocolate pie.
Dude.
There we go. So yeah, there you go.
Every fiber in my being knew that Scribe was gonna say poontang, and I was just like, he's gonna fucking say it, and he didn't, and I was so sad.
What
hair pie?
What kind of man do you think I am to say something as grotesque as that on a family show, Satsu?
Oh, this a family show? Well, goddamn.
Well, your family's there, and Monkey's family's there, and my family.
Stop depressing me with your depression.
So I told Lady Monkey, he's like, okay, I'm going to work this morning. And I know you guys are like, going to work, haha. No, this is my job. So we use that vernacular. And then my father-in-law got here right before I did this. So I still came in to do this. And they went upstairs, and apparently sometime while they were up there and I was down here, the conversation came up of what I was doing. And Lady Monkey kind of explained. And then we're sitting there at dinner. And my father-in-law tells me, hey, Frank, you need to teach your mother-in-law here how to find your stuff. I'm like, oh, fuck no. Oh, fuck no.
Like, no, thanks.
Look, I like all of the attention I could get, but I think I'm going to pass on that one. What is the most impressive thing you've cooked?
I don't know. That chicken sandwich I made a week ago or whatever was fucking immaculate. Like that was, I felt so fucking good about myself after that shit. So that recently, I guess.
Scribbled, what's the best thing you've done with
Well, this is sort of like the hobo bachelor meal, but I take a trout steak. You go and get like a steak of trout, and you marinate that in just regular old like soy sauce for about 2 or 3 hours, and then you bake that. And you put some salt and pepper on top, mostly pepper, because there's plenty of salt in the soy sauce. And then you bake that at 350 for about half an hour, and then you serve that on top of white rice and with some broccoli, and it's yummy. I've had better things in my life, but as far as how far I go with cooking and baking, that's about as complicated as I get.
Not complicated, but my best thing I make is my chicken breasts out on the grill, man. Those are to die for. James Colley, thank you so much. Scribe is sad. Who wants to tell Hillary? Hell no, I'm not telling her. I like Scribe.
What? What's Hillary going to do for me?
You don't tell Hillary you're sad, man.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
You'll end up killing yourself with a double tap to the back of the head.
That's right. Which
is not easy to do. All right. Man, chat is all over the place. Not you guys, but the jumping. There's the AC/DC question. There's the It Too thing. There's the pie. Where are we at? Why is there cricket in your asshole? What
the hell?
There's not a cricket in anyone's asshole. The cricket's name is asshole. You need to pay attention. Lords of the Night, if you could write a children's book, what would it be called and what life lesson would it contain? Mine would be called Uncles Don't Touch That Way. And
Jesus Christ.
It would be all about the joys of ice cream.
Mine would be called Goat Thrapple, and it would be about a goat named Thrapple and his adventures in buying a birthday present for his mother.
There you go. Satsu?
Well, I was going to give it like a real answer, but now.
Yeah, you can't do that. Sorry.
It'll be called Easy Cooking for Little Negroes. And it'll be a cookbook on how to make banging bologna sandwiches.
Look for those in your local bookstores soon. Anyone know how Bloodwing's extended GoFundMe go? I don't. I know he had extended it through, I think Friday was his plan, but I haven't seen it. I haven't talked to him since Thursday. Blind Press and Picalo's wedding, 615 raised of the 2,000 goal. Thank you, Hammer, for that update. Yeah, guys, if you're interested in that, like I said, make sure Blind does weekly or Monday through Friday streams at noon Pacific, noon Eastern. Noon Eastern. Yeah, noon Eastern, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. So check that out. No. Those aren't questions.
Cheers.
What's up? Hey, Squish.
What's up, baby? Is she asleep?
Why do people keep removing their likes? I don't know.
Because they hate us, obviously.
That was the piece of humpetry they were asking about that you missed. What are your thoughts on freedom of expression in Canada, says Point Curation? I think it's much like it is in the UK. It's in name only, and you guys need a First Amendment like we have that actually means something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you'll get it because I think Canada's too woke, man. It's sad, but Jenna P, I'm not answering that question because I said I'm not going to tell people which one. Why is Antonio Brown a complete jackass? Because he can be.
He's very talented and thus arrogant and thinks he's, Mr.
Meester.
Meester.
In the NFL, talent is what matters. Believe me, if Colin Kaepernick had still been a first-string quarterback, he'd have gotten away with kneeling. They'd been like, hey, look, it's okay. And he's kneeling. He was a third stringer. It's like, why deal with his shit? Why deal with his shit when we can pay literally anybody off the street to come sit in the bench for him? But Antonio Brown is a top-tier receiver. And, unfortunately in the NFL, that means you can be as big a jackass as you want to be. Have you seen the YouTube videos where they dress up as clowns or zombies to scare people? This generation are idiots for believing they could be real. Wait, that's a question. Those are not questions. Okay, sadistic atheist. If you just want to make a statement to us, you don't have to use question marks and lie to me. You can just use exclamation points.
Don't lie to me, babe.
That's for statements. But one, there's the jump scare effect of it when you first see it. And I think that's just natural. But after that, I mean, I don't know how much of it's real, or you're just thinking, oh my God, there's a fucking weirdo coming to kill me who dressed up like that.
I mean, you don't want to be that one person who's just like, man, please, zombies aren't real. And then he's like ripping your throat out and you're like, fuck.
Don't be that guy.
You also don't want to be the first guy killed by the zombie serial killer.
Yeah, that's true too.
John Wayne Gacy's a thing, y'all. The deadly clown. Now we don't know that he dressed up as a clown to kill people, but you know what I mean. Why can't the NFL just can Antonio Brown? They could, but I mean, they're not gonna. I mean, every team is still free to try to get him to work for him. Lords, if you could write, that's the same one. Lords of Night, did any of you see Lauren Chen's latest video? Probably not. Well, not for me. I mean, probably not. I've seen some of hers, but I probably catch one a week. James Colley, thank you so much. It wasn't a lie, just the tip like this. Yeah, well played. Have either of you seen Roaming Millennial's newest videos?
Nope.
There you go. Will the Patriots win most of their games now that they have Antonio Brown? They probably would have won most of their games even without him. They have a decent team. I mean, unless somebody like just destroys Brady, they'll be fine. He's got that short pass over the middle, and they just give it to receivers who can run, and they have receivers who can run. How about a masculine presenting transgendered lesbian?
For what?
Yeah, thank you. That was literally my question. What do we do? What are we offering them up for? No. Those aren't for us. Did you guys read the article from the National Review stating that conservatives should watch more TV, specifically drama and comedies, and less cable news? Thoughts?
Oh.
I think we should all watch more Thoughts. No, I didn't see this article. Did you guys see one stating that conservatives should watch more TV?
No.
Don't sound familiar now.
I'm not sure why they were making that suggestion, so I can't really comment on it, but I'd be interested to see it. Goddamn, chat, stop jumping. YouTube, fix your shit. Luckily, a lot of these are repeat questions. You guys have them so well trained. See, I just stay as high up as I can and scroll through. You guys make them repeat, so we get both. Is it okay, Mr. Nanopoli? You are seriously concerned about Antonio Brown. Is Antonio Brown a completely whiny, spoiled brat that whines a lot until he gets his way? I don't know. Check Your Logic asks, is Lady Monkey's birthday tomorrow? No. It's coming up this week. I don't know if she wants people to know exactly when her birthday is, but it's coming up this week. What's the best shark joke? I don't know. Do you guys know the best shark joke?
No.
No.
Jim Healis, oh my God. Do you think when the India Space Agency called tech support, they kept calling back, hoping for an American to answer?
Oh.
Oh, man. What dish completes a barbecue? It depends on what you're barbecuing.
Mac and cheese, man. You gotta have it with every barbecue.
No, that doesn't go good with steak.
Yeah, probably not steak.
And not with a hamburger. Now, if you're talking chicken, it's a good one for chicken.
Although we don't really barbecue. Like, whenever we barbecue, we rarely do steaks. Because the thing is, it's broke.
Well, we don't do them very often, and most of the time we've had it recent. Actually, probably this whole season is because my son has bought them, not me, because I'm broke as a joke too. But potato salad is a good one. Somebody mentioned there. But with that, guys, that is the end of the show. I didn't realize we were there already. Don't forget, after this, Satsu will still be playing something over on 2 Cents Plus. Give him a while. He's going to try to get it set up so he can play Monster Hunter. I'm taking the night off. I'm going to go sleep because I haven't had any. Which means, by the way, guys, that Monkey in the Morning won't be until whenever the fuck I wake up. So look for me then. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out. Thank you for your generosity. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. Anything else, gentlemen?
No.
Remember, we are not on tomorrow. It's our night off. So me and Satsu should still be gaming. But if you miss us, just rewatch one of the shows from this week. Scribe, Satsu, thank you guys so much for joining me. Everybody, your lives make us sad. And we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.